Okay, so the final new gameplay addition in this DLC is a new mystical, and it's called the Shield of Asgard. And as the name suggests, it is a shield of some sort. Now, once you activate this mystical, it takes about a couple of seconds for it to kick in. Basically, the animation is you sort of raise your hand up, and you get hit by a bolt of lightning, and that gives you a shield. Hence the name. And while the shield is active, you take 75% less damage from all sources, so that's explosives, weapons, and I believe mysticals as well. I'm not too sure about that, but I think it does apply. You do move 50% slower. However, you are fully healed to full health once it is active. So you get your health regen, you get your shield, and you move 50% slower. And then obviously, as you take damage, your shield will decrease, and then you go to your health, and eventually either the shield will run out, or you sort of either get away or you die. That's how it works. They did mention that obviously because it takes a couple of seconds to activate, if you get killed in the process of activating the mystical, you will still have it at the start of your next life. So it does take a while to activate, but you don't lose it if you die before it comes into play, if you get what I'm saying. So it's a bit like Juggernaut, to be honest, from Uncharted 3. Juggernaut was a good concept, but I think poorly implemented in that it gave you a lot of health, so you could withstand a lot of damage, but you lost a crap ton of mobility. You couldn't move nearly as fast as you could regularly. I think it was down to like 20% movement speed or something, so it was ridiculous. So basically you activated it, and then unless you managed to shoot your way out of that situation, you're a dead man. There was no way you were going to get away because you were moving so slowly. So they've revamped it slightly, and I think it's a lot better now in this one. I've seen it in action a couple of times. I don't know if it's something I would use personally, but it's okay. It's better than it was, so I'd consider using it now rather than when it was like in Uncharted 3. However, it is 5 loadout points, which is a lot. So I don't know if I'd be sacrificing it for something like that, which is more of a passive ability, unless you're like one of those people that's a rush in head first sort of thing. So I don't know, different play style maybe, but wait and see how it goes. There are no stuns and no knockdowns while you're in the Shield of Asgard, so nades and stuff, as I said, you do take less damage, but you can also sort of withstand the knockdown as well from those explosives. It's worth noting that you are still vulnerable to one-hit KOs, so rope melee swings, you'll still take you down. If you get pulled off a ledge, that'll still take you down in one hit. If you get kicked off a ledge, that'll also take you down in one hit. So you can still climb and stuff, but you are still vulnerable to those sort of one hit downs. They did mention charge melees. If you get hit by a charge melee, you will survive, but it will seriously take off a massive chunk of your shielding. So charge melee isn't always a one hit kill, it just does a crazy ton of damage. So if you don't have any sort of protection in place, it will normally down you, but obviously with the Shield of Asgard you get like an extra layer of defense. So I think it takes 2 charge melees to take you down, but obviously by that time hopefully you would have shot the person that was attacking you. Okay, so this video is dragging on a little bit now. I'll try and speed it up a little bit now that we've reached towards the end. But that's all the new content mostly covered. There is one new game mode, and the game mode is called Bounty Hunter. I have played it a couple of times. It's quite fun. It's an objective-based game mode, and what I compare it to is a bit similar to Kill Confirmed from Call of Duty. So basically, when you kill an enemy player, they will drop a bounty. You claim that bounty. You get a certain amount of points towards your score. It's 600 points to win, right? So it's 10 points per normal bounty. That's if you kill just a standard player. However, at the same time, there's also a captain bounty. Now, a captain is randomly assigned to either the enemy team or the ally team. There can only be one captain active at any one time, so it'll either be on the friendly side or on the enemy side. And if you kill that captain, they will drop a captain's bounty, which is a substantial amount of points towards your point score. Now, the way you capture it is, unlike a standard bounty where you walk across, you claim it, and then it's automatically added to your tally, with a captain bounty, you need to physically claim it. So you need to go up to it, hold triangle, and as you're holding triangle, you sort of claim the bounty. Now, if you get killed in the process of claiming it, the process doesn't revert back to 0. It stays where it is. So you could die, come back, and it'll still be at the same level as what it was before. So you can sort of continue to cap it. Obviously, it works quicker if a lot more players are capping it, but you don't want to be all bunched up because otherwise it's a juicy target for the enemy team. You can also deny enemy bounties. So if an enemy kills a teammate and you kill the enemy, you can sort of pick up the enemy's bounty as well as your teammate's bounty. So you don't get any points for doing that in terms of adding it to your tally, but obviously it just denies the enemy team scoring those 10 points for that particular bounty. Alright, so I haven't yet talked about how the scoring works. So it's 10 points for a standard bounty picked up. and for a captain's bounty it will be more. It'll either be 60 or higher. I'm not too sure how they determine whether or not it's going to be more than 60, but basically, as you can see, there's a lot larger amount to be gained from taking out a captain and securing his bounty rather than just going for the standard bounties, but obviously they all add up. You can survive being the enemy captain, so if you manage to survive the timer and haven't been hunted to death, literally, then I don't know if you get points for surviving, but you certainly get a reward for staying alive, and obviously the enemy team wasn't able to get a large point score out of you, so that's always good. So something they mentioned regarding the assignment of captains on the team, or enemy team, is that there are a couple of factors involved in judging who's going to become the next captain. Now, one of the things I mentioned was health. So if you've got low health, then you won't be assigned captain, and also your proximity to enemies. So if you're really close to enemies, they also won't assign you the captain that way either. So I guess if you're the furthest person from the enemy team and are fully health, I guess if you've just respawned or something at the back of the map, you're more likely to be elected to be captain than someone who's injured and in a gunfight right next to the enemy team. So if you don't want to be a captain, possibly run away towards the enemy, as ironic as that sounds. And if you do want to be captain, then run away to the back of the map, as far away from the enemies as possible. I don't know how accurate that is, but they mentioned it, so it must have some sort of bearing on the game. But you know, it is what it is. Alright, so that's all the new content that's been added to Uncharted 4 multiplayer. That is currently out now, so you can download the update. It comes with a new map, it comes with the new stuff. The story's been updated to reflect the new chests. I will talk a bit more about that in my chest opening video for the DLC content, which is going to be on AcornVision Gaming. So if you want to check that out, then head over to that channel. It'll be up in the next week or so. But basically, they've added the content to the DLC chest. So they haven't split it between DLC 1, DLC 2. They've just lumbered it all into non-DLC items and DLC items, which is sort of what I was preparing for. So that kind of works out well for the way I open my chests. As I said, chest opening videos will go up on AcornVision Gaming, so head over there if you want to check it out. They also added some more customization items, no surprises there. There's an apocalypse theme, which is like sort of end of the world, sort of like Mad Max sort of thing, and then there's also some Western stuff as well to go with some of the new Western weapons they've added in. So a couple of things they showed off were quite interesting, such as Sheriff Sully looked kind of cool in his outfit. Some more new taunts, that sort of stuff. You know, just the usual addition of new customization items. So if you like customization stuff, then I think you're gonna have fun with some of the stuff that they've added. There's some minor balance changes to certain stuff. So C4's loadout value has now changed from 2 to 3. I know a lot of people are using it as like a short range grenade, and obviously they've cottoned onto that, so they've sort of bumped up the value a little bit, because the C4 is not bad. I've seen people use it really well, but obviously it's not great in all situations. But now that they've seen how well it can be used, I think they've reassigned the point value, because I don't know, I feel like giving it a point value of 2 when a grenade is worth 4 is a bit of a difference, but I think 3 and 4 kind of, it's okay. I'd probably put them all at the same value, but then I guess nobody would ever use anything other than a grenade, right? So yeah, well, it is what it is. And also they've made it so that the detonation time is a little bit longer. So usually you could throw it out, detonate it almost instantly. These with the update now, they've changed it so that there is a bit more of a delay. They also mentioned that the P90 blind fire got nerfed. I know that can be a bit of a problem sometimes. So yeah, I mean, I've used it since. It doesn't seem to change that much. I don't really blind fire anyway because I can't stand it. But when I did use it in 1 or 2 situations, it didn't seem all that different. So it's wait and see. Oh, also, I almost forgot to mention that they've brought back cinema mode. So for all you people who like to record your footage via the in-game theatre mode, that has returned. I use my own software. I use the Elgato, so it's not too big of a difference for me. But I guess if you want to float around the map looking around and getting some scenes and stuff, then great for you. So you can store up to 10 videos locally. I think you can upload a couple as well, but I don't know how many exactly. 10 doesn't seem a lot, but I guess if you record it and then transfer it somewhere else, then you sort of free up the memories, so you could also record more stuff. But 10 matches to me doesn't seem a great deal, but maybe in the future they'll increase that, who knows. And And that's about it then for this DLC drop. As I said, footage to go up on AcornVision Gaming. I've got footage of the new game mode, of the new map. I will have lots of footage of the new weapons in due course, so be patient, they are coming. Obviously I need to unlock them, and then I need to get decent matches and then edit them and put them up. So they will be going up on AcornVision Gaming. Something that I picked up during the stream is that this feels like, I get the impression that it's the final big update for Uncharted 4 multiplayer for the time being. Like, I'm not saying they're going to stop supporting multiplayer. Obviously co-op still to come. Wasn't mentioned at all, by the way. I caught that in my previous video. As I said, I get the feeling that it's not going to come out till at least like November, December, at the earliest, just because of the way that they've done their schedule. So yeah, unfortunately nothing on co-op at the moment. I don't expect to see anything for the next couple of months. It's disappointing, but as I said in my previous video, I'm not entirely surprised. I sort of, from the way things are going, I gauged that it would be a lot later down in the year, so expect it to be November, December is my prediction, but no word officially regarding the status of co-op other than the fact it is coming. So what was I saying? So yeah, I get the impression that this is like the last major multiplayer update for Uncharted 4 for a while. I figure that this new game mode and these new weapons are going to be the last for a little bit. I don't know if they're going to add more stuff in the future. They probably will, but I figure that this one and the previous DLC drop were the two big ones that they wanted to get out the door, and moving forward now they can sort of concentrate on the smaller stuff. So maybe just one new weapon every now and then, maybe a couple of new maps every now and then, but nothing as major as these two that have now come out. But I could be wrong, but that's just the impression I got from the way they were talking. As I said, they're not stopping support for multiplayer, but they're just gonna concentrate on smaller things rather than a big drop like these two, you know. But as I said, I don't know, nothing's been confirmed. That's just the way that I perceived the way that they were talking. Okay, so this video is a little bit longer than I thought it would be. Obviously I'll have to trim it down so you won't see the full version, but hopefully you'll get all the important stuff, and the video won't be too long, hopefully. As I said, lots more footage to go up on AcornVision Gaming, but in the meantime, if you've got any thoughts you'd like to share me regarding this DLC drop, update to the game, let me know in the comment section below what you're looking forward to, what have you tried out so far, anything decent that I should be aware of. If you enjoyed the video, consider tapping that like button, I really do appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.